A couple of hours ago, I was in the midst of a coding frenzy when my stomach started rumbling constantly. I decided that my coding project could wait a couple of minutes and that I needed to go grab some food. I live in the western United States, so the nearest place is always a McDonald's. I just wanted some quick food. I wasn't dressed, I hadn't showered all day. Days off, woohoo. And so I wanted to run to the nearest drive-thru and get back. McDonald's it was then. I picked myself up from the computer, threw a leash on my dog, and headed out. I loaded the dog in the car and turned on the ignition. Outside, there was still a bit of light. The sun had just dipped behind the mountains in the horizon, and it was just dark enough to warrant headlights. As I'm winding my way out of my neighborhood, I started to notice that the street lamps kept going out as I passed them under and then coming back on when I passed them, which I thought was strange, but I chalked it up to a coincidence as I've had street lights go out on me before. I eventually made it to one of the last turns to get out of the neighborhood, but as I pulled up to the stop sign, I felt a wave of something pour over me. I heard my dog whimper. I looked back at her and she was ducked back into the middle of the back seat, tail between her legs, with her fur sticking straight out. It felt like I went through a thick sheet of static electricity, honestly, and I began hearing a loud feedback noise inside of my head, and the world just got blurry. This went on for a few seconds before it cleared up. My car had stalled during this time, so I turned the engine back on and made my way to the stop sign. When I pulled out into the main road, I immediately noticed that the streets were vastly different. They were the usual black, but they had bright white, iridescent color to them as well, lighting up the environment. The streetlights that were usually on the medians on the road were all gone, replaced by trees. McDonald's was still right by my house. I could see the sign. It was in a different building, though. The building was much bigger than usual, but so far, this is the least strange thing that happened on this drive. So I drove towards it, still very much confused as to the sudden change. My dog in the back of the car seemed to acclimate to the change much better, as she was back to sticking her head out of the window and sniffing the air.
Oh, so unfazed.
I pulled up to the only stoplight between me and the destination, and the car in front of me was something I had never seen before. The logo on the back was a silver circle with what looked like a silver Sicilian eagle in the middle. On the eagle's chest was the letter G in a cursive font. The model of the car was a Vapor. The license plate was the same as any other, though. So I go through the light, still wondering what the hell happened, when I reach the